Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Next Rank YouTube channel with Johnny and Jack. Today we're going to be looking at some games from the Middle East Grand Final for RLCS 1v1 between two Twisted Minds teammates, the defending world champion Nwpo against TRK, the GOAT of MENA, or Rocket League in general, and also a very storied 1v1 player. He goes way back did you ever play him on the console in 1v1, Jack?
Oh yeah, many times I'm sure. I don't actually remember it, but we were on console at the same time. Like two of the last players really at like the number one and whatnot spots on the console. So I'm sure we played each other in ones, mainly in twos. We play a lot of twos together, but I'm sure I crossed paths with him in ones, but many times after as well on PC and stuff.
Yeah, and these guys both obviously they're very familiar with each other as well. We're looking game one here of the series, and we're looking at the POV. Oh, that's a great shot. So one thing to keep track of is in one's game these days, the aerial game, of course, but the flip reset game in particular, the cycle seems to be, go for a high reset shot, flip reset, shoot the ball high, then go for a bunch of low wave dash shots after. But TRK's got so many mix-ups. He loves to mind game into the ground shot, loves to double mind game it, just fake there with the reset, fake with the shot, and 50 it in. These guys really have so many different levels they can go to. But my question for you, Jack, is, did you think after the 4-1 win that Nwpo already got over TRK earlier in the tournament, did you think that he could win this one? Do you think he really had a chance?
TRK?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I get asked this question a lot, and like, my viewers and whatnot always ask, like, can this player beat this player? And I always say, like, well, of course they can, but like, will they is a different question. Did I think that TRK had a true chance against Nwpo to the point that you'd actually like consider him winning this match? No, I didn't. Before the match started, I was like, Nwpo 4-0 or 4-1, to be honest with you. Nwpo was looking, I thought, really good. Not that TRK wasn't, but I just thought that it was a different level. And if Nwpo got going, which I kind of assumed he would, I thought the match would be over pretty quickly. But TRK played very well. I do think, to be honest, Johnny, we're going to see it, and we can talk about it. But TRK is not only playing very, very well, especially offensively and defensively later on in the series. But I thought Nwpo started off the series a little worse offensively than he usually is, and that's he's usually probably the best offensive player in the world in 1v1, right, Johnny? He's at least up there. But yeah, I thought he started off a little like not as on point, and that allowed TRK to capitalize. But we'll have a look. We'll see if that is true or if it was just in the moment watching it live, because you always notice different things when you're watching the replays back. Right now, so far in this game, Johnny, I thought TRK's had most of the good looks on net here. He's actually, well, definitely true. Yeah. He's had 9 shots to 4. 5 now, but that pinch shot, I don't know if we're really counting that. 9 shots to 5. And he has been, doing it very well. Nwpo just misses his recovery for the ceiling, kind of recovery pinch shot almost there.
Yeah, he's keeping the pressure on here. This is where I remember watching this. I was thinking, okay, he's turning it around now. Maybe getting faked out a little bit early in the game by TRK, but here he comes. He's just so unstoppable.
Great save.
The defense from TRK is what really impressed me. I don't know how he managed to survive as long as he did. That was something that happened last year in the MENA Grand Final for 1v1 with Roas, which is more expected, I suppose. But TRK he's very good at goal line defense. It gets me wondering actually why he doesn't do that more in threes. He doesn't really ever stop in threes. He'll just always challenge. But obviously he's a great player in threes. Doesn't need to make too many improvements there, and he'll be winning events again. But I remember I talked to, I think it was Vatira, when he dipped his toes in ones for the first time. I was like, this guy's a natural in ones. He's so good on the goal line, but he just challenges everything. And he told me the reason was that he'd rather challenge and not have to make a stressful low boost save than be in the net. And just have to be like, oh, this is horrible, even though he's very good at it. So I wonder if that was like a balance that TRK was forced to find in this match, Just was he just like, well, I don't really have a
man.
choice, because you do just get stuck in net sometimes in ones. But yeah, or did he think coming in, I'm gonna like challenge less because he thinks I'm gonna go every time.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, he was definitely on point with his goal line defense in this game, and in this entire series. He's literally stopping pretty much everything that Nwpo throws at him right now. Nwpo, he understands that though. He's also being quite. He's not going all in the past minute or so with his offense. You'll notice that a lot of his air dribble plays right now, he's opting to go for just a heavy last touch instead of a flip reset, because TRK is getting quite close to saving the ball every time. He doesn't want to risk that. He doesn't want to take a flip reset, get it saved, and then TRK scores on the other end of the pitch, which is actually what happened, I think, in the previous goal for TRK. But Nwpo this time baits TRK off the backboard and just goes underneath him. So a nice adjustment here to hopefully, in his mind, take game one with a 1-goal lead here.
Yeah, a couple of 50s from the defending world champ. Now he should be able to close this one out, but gets demoed. It was a pretty good position. We can go back and look at that after the end of the game, or do you want to look at it now? We can look at it now.
Do it after.
Yeah, we can go back because it's so close. It was 10 seconds left in the game. We'll see what happened there, because I thought when I saw him turning, I was like, oh, he's won. Like, that's just GG. But then TRK gets a demo, turns around, gets a 50 into the sidewall, and scores as your second goal to win game one. Absolute cinema. But yeah, let's look back and see. This was the moment that. Yeah, overall I thought, okay, this is ideal. TRK getting bumped off of this one. Yeah, surely GG's, but yeah,
it's tough.
He gets really a little bit greedy, I guess. He wants to take that all the way to the back corner. Maybe he should just settle for hitting the ball away sideways and keeping his car alive. I mean, obviously a beast,
right?
Conceding immediately.
Yeah, so it's tough because you see this position. And it's okay for Nwpo, and especially once he gets this touch, and especially once he gets this bump, this is kind of a signal that, like, if you get this bump and it lands really nicely, this guy TRK is just he can be gone, and then you can take the ball back and you can just kill time, and you've got 100 boosts to the ball, and really that's game over. That's what Nwpo is obviously playing for, but he doesn't quite get it right, because TRK, from this bump, from his perspective. It's not ideal that he gets bumped, but it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
He gets the corner boost. He can boost through the bump, and he actually lands with momentum. He doesn't land too far away, and he's landing quite straight on towards where the ball is headed after Nwpo's search. So he can instantly just flip, get ahead of the play, and play for everything. So here, Nwpo's got a few decisions to make. He can either, in his mind, which is the best decision, take this ball back with a touch and try and secure the game win. He's trying to play a little bit of both here, Johnny, because the next decision is also taking a touch to this position, just trying to keep alive. This is obviously much safer. It's a little bit more out the way. Gives him a bit more time. He might get demoed, but the ball is then not in a scoreable position for TRK. The obvious downside for that is that if TRK did get truly get bumped out of the way, this touch here isn't keeping possession for Nwpo. Right. He'd have to give up possession. This touch here might be keeping possession, and it's much better for him. The other decision that he has, and this is really the final decision, and this happens a lot, is to fake this touch. In this position, so many players will get ahead of the play, like TRK is here. What Nwpo can do is fake the touch and just flip back. So he'll get quite close to the ball, and he'll just leave it last second, flip back. TRK will always flip, because he's trying to play for this position. What this does for Nwpo is, all these plays, guys, by the way, with this one type of bump that TRK actually got back from, he's always given up possession, Nwpo is. Unfortunately. It's just a little unfortunate that the bump didn't actually do that much. He's always going to have to give up possession. But he didn't, in this moment, he didn't quite get it right in terms of how far TRK actually could get ahead of him. And then this touch is a little too far forward. He was always going to get demoed no matter the decision he made there. It's just about where the ball was. And unfortunately, in his mind, TRK, he wasn't able to get ahead of the ball, but in reality, he actually was, and he could get a demo there.
Did you know how bad the bump was? Well, when it happened, I know it's hard to tell. I think but
that's the issue. That's out of all what I was describing, that's the main thing. he could have seen.
Yeah, the nameplate didn't really move that far.
When you're in the moment, when you're reacting to this, when you get this type of bump, this is a very natural touch to go for. And I think he just got caught out. He thought that TRK was a little further than he actually was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, it just wasn't.
Or maybe that he fell over, because he could have fallen over here. Like sometimes you just get
that's what I mean.
Tripped up and your car's gone.
He was just out.
Yeah.
Nwpo just assumed he was out the play a little bit more than he was. And TRK could actually recover, get ahead of the play. In all those circumstances, Nwpo was going to get demoed. So his best option was to either hit it to the side of the pitch instead of more diagonally like he did, or fake it and go back with the flip. Like I said, he's always getting demoed, but the ball would just be in a safer position. He could respawn, get boost, and then try and defend the 1v1. After all that, you still might not even save the 1v1. So that's the annoying thing. And then TRK just goes low. Nwpo tries to push out quickly and just gets beaten underneath him.
All right, here we are in game 4. We're skipping ahead a little bit here. And what have we had so far? We've had the TRK win in game 1.
Yep.
On from that, we had an 11-2 win for Nwpo in game 2, which was pretty crazy to see him dominate that much. Coming off of that, we're wondering, is TRK going to just completely fall apart in the series? Is it going to be a 4-1? But no, he won the next game 7-4. It's a great rally from him. And now this is the following game. After an actual timeout, by the way. Right. You don't often see timeouts in 1v1, which is something I'm curious about. I want to ask you about that as well, Jack. But the defending world champ has been forced to call a timeout. We've got a series in our hands.
Nice play.
1-1. A lot of low 50s, obviously, in this matchup. But about that, why do you think there haven't been as many timeouts being used in 1v1 in particular compared to 3v3, where you'll almost always have one in best of 7?
Yeah, I think it comes down to a couple of things. One, you're just by yourself. Most of the time, players don't have coaches in the call. At most, they're with their friends. Some players are just with their friends in calls, Johnny, for RCS 1v1. It's more relaxed in that sense. They might deafen at times and stuff.
Yeah.
Most players aren't. Most players are just straight up by themselves. And I think that's the main thing, right? If you're by yourself, you don't have anyone to talk to. You're almost figuring it out. 1v1 is it's a very break heavy game. There's loads of goals, right? This one just goes, by the way, straight off of. Yeah, I just want to watch this real quick.
No boost in the sequence, by the way, for the whole time.
Yeah. Nwpo was pressuring TRK. I thought he was going to score for sure in this sequence, but it just goes straight in off of the in and out save there. That is absolutely insane. But yeah, I think that it's you by yourself. You're figuring out as you go in the games. There's a ton of goals. So after this goal, right, Johnny, Nwpo has 10 seconds. The whole replay will be watched. The countdown for the kickoff. He's obviously going to be focused on the kickoff, but he's also thinking. He's thinking what was wrong with that play?
Yeah,
a little bit. What went wrong with that attacking sequence for 30 seconds where I had TRK in there? I kept flicking it, and he was just waiting. So I was flicking a bit too early. Maybe next time I might take a bit more time on my flick. I might delay the flick. Who knows? That's kind of the mindset and the thought process that can be going through these guys' minds when they're playing these games after each goal. And I think that's a big factor of why timeouts aren't called a lot, is because players think, and players are making adjustments on the fly in the middle of these games every single time. And I think that's quite an important factor. I also think another thing is some players just want to get into it,
Yeah.
And they don't have anyone else to tell them that they should take a timeout. Yeah, exactly. And they just want to go next. A lot of 1v1 games are very close towards the end, or they think it was just kickoffs. I just lost the kickoffs that game. You know what I mean? Yeah. And sometimes that is, or a lot of the time, that is just the truth. And you couldn't get a handle on the game. And you just need to play a little better in certain positions. But Nwpo, he did take a timeout, and he does come back with a fresh mind. Johnny, I heard you guys talking a lot about this. This straight on kickoff. We
love it
from both players. They're opting for the front flip.
Yeah.
Most of the time, guys, they're going for a speed flip, and what that can do is it pushes you slightly off target with the ball. In these guys' minds, the best kickoff is to just front flip. And because the front flip obviously just puts you straight on from the ball, you don't have to move whatsoever. You're going to make contact with the exact middle of the ball because you spawned there. And with a wave dash kickoff, like these guys are both going for, a single jump and then using their wave dash potentially at the end of it, that's the best play. And I heard you guys talking about it. And this has always been really good. I actually do agree. I think it might be the best kickoff because the speed flip in this one spawn, it's really not that much faster. It's really not that much quicker.
What kind of difference do you get if you can? When obviously we can't show that right now, but if you're speed flipping and the other guy's front flipping, how much can you move the ball left or right before their hit happens?
I don't think it's much on a straight spawn. Just a straight spawn like this, I don't think it's much. I think there's going to be a slight delay. There's obviously going to be a slight delay from these guys using the front flip, but sometimes a slight delay on a wave dash kickoff is actually what you want. So it's really, especially when you're contacting just straight dead on. I like this a lot. I think I'll be stealing it, trying it out. I think players do try it out every now and then, and it does work really well.
I do
and
it
these
a lot
guys have decided.
sometimes I'm just thinking, no, I just for some reason I just can't.
It's good.
My brain is in manual, so I'm just not going to try to speed flip. So I'm just the risk of messing it up is too high. But yeah, the front flip on the straight spot.
I like it.
TNR approved. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely for all of you guys trying to dip your toes in ones.
Yeah, Johnny. I mean, we might have to make a video on this. It's really hard to do. You know, you definitely don't have to just do 3 inputs and they're all the same button, just in different times. But yeah, this is just a straight front flip, not moving the analog stick at all. Single jump, easy as you like, and yeah, it doesn't really lose that much speed.
Do you need to front flip into the ball as well? Because you are so dead center. If you're flipping, obviously these guys are using a wave dash recovery, but would it work with a dodge into the ball as well? And if you did, I guess you wouldn't. I guess you wouldn't have to dodge, but it would take you away from the ball naturally because you're in the middle. So if you're flipping either direction, you're actually going away from the center.
If you flip in either direction, it's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. If you use a diagonal flip, that is. If you use a side flip, then you're just losing every time. But if you front flip, you might as well just single jump. The differences aren't anything really, and the single jump just allows you to hit the ground quicker. It gives the option to wave dash if you want to right there. Neither of these players used it that time, but if you needed it, you can recover faster. So I would say just single jump if you're going to do that type of kickoff. But I think it's fantastic. Both these players have said in their minds clearly that is just the best kickoff. They've clearly spoken about it.
One of them had to have farmed the other one, or somebody must have been farming with this, and they're like, wait, why is this the perfect amount of delay to beat a speed flip? So my favorite thing about it is that I think we've talked about this before, Jack, that yeah, I don't know how that didn't go. It'd be great save by TRK. He's just surviving.
He makes a mistake on the follow through as well. I was going to say real quick before you.
Yeah, continue because this is interesting.
Keep your thought in mind. This is a fantastic challenge here by Nwpo. There's not many players, and this looks very simple, guys. There's not many players in the world that can confidently every time turn on a flip like this. That's quite hard to do. Turn on a flip like this, double jump and get a great shot like that. It's quite quick. It's really quick to do. And he does it really well. The shot's good power, decent height, and it makes TRK very awkward. Puts the ball into crossbar. TRK did very well to react to that. Because Nwpo mid-flip turning, it's difficult to react to. Yeah. And he doesn't quite get the shot on target. Right here, Nwpo has... In my mind, I think you should just play for the corner boost every time. But he thinks that he can catch TRK off guard again. And he plays the ball. And now that gives up the possession. And if he plays for the corner boost originally, yes, TRK gets the next play, but he's on 0 boost. And I think Nwpo can just
wall
come
play.
In.
Yeah, he'd be so strong.
Again. Yeah, it's pretty tough. Yeah, he could even play like you said, he can play the ball.
I mean, if this is Diaz, he's going ball, boost.
Yeah,
air dribble.
The best play is definitely just to take it to the corner.
Which
Nwpo,
he is the best, obviously. He's the world champion, and he tries to catch TRK out.
Exactly.
Sometimes he is trying to bait TRK to go for the boost.
Exactly.
It doesn't work, but it's a bit unnecessary. I agree with you here. It's not necessary to do that. He's already got TRK dead to rights.
Yeah.
He's already got him on 0 boost, so you don't need to bait him into a fight for the boost. You've already won the position. This is a massively winning position, so why not just take your win He's thinking, oh, but instead of taking my winning position, I could just get a goal, which is even more winning.
Exactly, and that's the thing. That's what we're talking about here, guys. We don't want to say that like we know more than Nwpo. He knows that this is probably the best play, but sometimes the best play isn't the best play because the other player might be thinking that's the best play, and they might try to get ahead of you, and so. That's what he's playing for. He's playing for TRK, assuming that that Nwpo is gonna just flip to the boost of the ball, and he's playing for TRK to do the same thing, fake him out, turn. But yeah, I do think he gets it a little wrong there and gives up this nice position. And now TRK has a great chance to score here. Which this position for TRK, I don't know if he actually scores this. He actually does. He is so good at it. He's so good. Someone in my Twitch chat said, Johnny. I'll stop pausing so much after this, but someone in my Twitch chat said, when TRK has the ball, it's like time slows down. And I get what they say because he really does a good job of slowing the play down and keeping the opponent have to worry about also the flip, the speed up play, the low plays, the fakes because he likes just dropping the ball off his card, not touching it, letting it bounce, let the ground do the work. The momentum of the ball do the work and get the player in net jumping. He loves that type of play. So he's got about 4 or 5 plays in that one circumstance where he had the ball in the air.
Yeah.
And the opponent is just guessing the entire time. He does get caught out a little bit here on the flick. He thought he could time that corner boost spawn there, Johnny, but he does get it wrong slightly there.
Yeah. No, that's a really interesting, really interesting back and forth in that play. A very important one as the game stays close. What I wanted to mention is that front flipping is still cool in 2026 because some players just refuse to front flip.
Underutilized.
Yeah, they'll like a lot of pro players as well. They'll use speed flip muscle memory when they have no boost. They'll just use the speed flip.
It's one thing I do when I'm playing very badly. Is speed flipping too much and not utilizing
side flips as well are very good.
Flips.
Side flips are good for like changing your. Sometimes your vision, if you're not sure. I think it was the last video we did. Somebody was having a hard time keeping their opponent in view. I mean, side flipping can move you. When they're trying to demo you, side flipping moves your car unexpectedly sometimes, and also gives you a wider view of the pitch. That's an underrated aspect of it, in my opinion. But yeah, front flipping obviously is totally fine. I think Zen still front flips, so don't feel mechanically self-conscious if you're not speed flipping every single time. Yeah,
it's a really nice kind of exchange here that I wanted to point out quickly for you guys watching. Nwpo, he gets the ball off of this defense defensive position. He flicks it early to see if TRK is going to challenge him, just to apply a bit of pressure, play for the corner boost. Once he gets this position, he doesn't challenge early. He lets TRK flip it, but he's really got a strong position to challenge. He's just having to wait. He's going to have to wait for TRK to drop with the ball, and he will always be able to challenge here. TRK is aware of that. He just runs through, grabs the mid boost, and he can get back here. So both players are aware of that. But once this position kind of happens, Nwpo can't really get behind the ball for a play. He just takes it back, Johnny. He's not trying to score with every offense. He's trying to play for space, for time, and for better opportunities.
Yeah.
And where he can get 100 boosts and a bit of time on the ball. But this time, I say all that, and then he proves me wrong. So a couple of mistakes do come out of Nwpo in this series, Johnny. I think that he wasn't as comfortable offensively as he would have liked to have been.
Yeah.
I think that's also credit to TRK for doing such a good job on the goal line that he was making Nwpo not afraid, but just cautious of overextending. And I think that leads to, a little less efficiency. But I say that, Nwpo just goes underneath him. He gets TRK to bite on the high play there, and he can just go under him, get the recovery, and get the open net on the end of that nice play there.
Yeah, it's going to be a fight for the back corner boost, so she wins. That's a good recovery.
Very important. Yeah, very important.
Massive moment. But TRK sneaking in challenges. I think both these guys are top tier for sneaking challenges in. I think if you want to get more aggressive in your ones game or just in your Rocket League game in general, check out how these guys turn and challenge. They're very good at hiding behind the ball when they do it. They're very good at using, especially Nwpo, I think, using bad looking landings to preemptively turn your car around And of course,
Great
go back
shot.
to the old faithful, the pop bump, and it's 5-4 for there's 9 remaining seconds.
Oh,
And
hang on.
yeah, doesn't go
Ooh.
for the front flip on the straight spawn. I was curious to see this one. He actually flips early as well. Big blocking style on this.
No flip there, no flip. Just
throws himself at it, yeah.
Yeah, single jump, tilts the car using a bit of air roll, and he blocks it. So Nwpo actually did this, I want to say a few times, if I'm remembering correctly. He did this type of kickoff, not just on the spawn, on other spawns, a few times in this series. Yeah, nicely done. It blocks the ball really well. TRK goes for a wave dash kickoff with the single jump. And Nwpo is just blocking the entirety of the balls there. I really wonder if that's a great kickoff to use against the wave dash kickoff. I wonder if it's a slight counter. We'll have to try that out myself. It's really nice, really nice.
Yeah, there was even just using the dodge on that blocking style could sometimes be good. I think it's one of the most underexplored. Yeah, TRK keeping this up is crazy. But yeah, one of the most underexplored kickoffs is that blocking variation. But good defense from Nwpo here, just following the path of the ball the whole way. TRK didn't have any way to flick that up and over him because he was just hovering in that exact space. And wins the game 5-4. That tied the series, very importantly, 2 games each. All right, guys, we're into game 7 now. And the story of the series has continued to be close right up until this point. TRK winning every other game, which would mean he's won all the odd games up until now. He's due for a win here if that trend continues. But just like in game 2, he's fresh off a massive loss. He lost game 2 11-2, lost game 6 10-3, and he also called his timeout after that loss. We've had both timeouts used. Game 7, every single 1v1 final for the regions participating in 1v1 Worlds did go to game 7. Same thing in really South America, NA, EU. I've been saying it over the years that 1v1's the most scripted game mode. It continues to deliver scripts, even though it's now into RLCS. Hopefully we'll get LAN scripts as well, the likes of Moxie and last year. But early on, some more defense from TRK. Just survival mode early in game 7 here. Yeah,
I said going into this game, Johnny, that Nwpo is going to come out aggressive. I think he was always going to come out very, very strongly because he's a confident player, and in game 7s you need that confidence. I want to show real quickly some different kickoff style that Nwpo is actually like bringing into this, just slight kickoff style that he's bringing into this game 7. He's done this on every kickoff so far. He's slightly air rolled into this wave dash kickoff, and I don't remember seeing that in any of the other. We will get back to the game really quickly here, guys. But he did it on this one here. He air rolls or turns into this slightly, and it's very different. He's really not usually doing that. He does it right there again on this next kickoff, and he also does it on this one here. So let's get back to it. But yeah, he's bringing a bit of different style. It doesn't really work this time. In fact, it actually will be a goal for TRK. Actually, he gets a bump on him. But yeah, it's interesting. He's got a few just different ways of approaching the ball, different ways of contacting the ball for maybe slightly better recoveries at times. A nice dap dash off the kickoff there. What a flick to keep possession for TRK here.
Yeah, the little changes like that can make such a massive difference at this level. But
absolutely,
even in your guys' ranks watching this, there's always something you can change up with the kickoff to get a favorable outcome, get a different outcome. That was unfortunate for TRK. Got the ball passed.
Very unfortunate.
Didn't get the car past the play though.
He does
Great
so
play.
well there though.
That's a disgusting flick.
Yeah, I was like, once Nwpo got back from that bump on the challenge, I was like, damn, it's just his ball. That's unfortunate for TRK. Kind of like what you said. And then he stays on it with 40 boost. He fakes a touch to make Nwpo back off, and he flicks it with a great timing, a great height, great power, and he does get the second goal for himself to tie this game up.
Yeah, now bailing on the following midfield play and just full sending it inside. TRK knows he's in the vision there, but he's just going for it anyway. Part of the mind game that we're talking about earlier. But yeah, he couldn't recover this time. Ended up back in net with no momentum, no boost. Maybe could have pathed a bit better on the way back, but he's obviously got to get back quickly. Because the low 50 went so badly against him, and he gets tripped up. Yeah, it's rough position here. You know, when you're down in ones and then you're losing kickoff possessions.
Awful.
What's your like plan, Jack, to try to get the ball back with, you know, a lot of time remaining? Well, is it to dive in like this and somehow recover and nearly make a save? Like, where's TRK coming from? I don't even know how he's getting there, but doesn't get the save.
It's hard. You've got to. I mean, it depends on the series, right, Johnny? Like, both these players have played 6 games of Rocket League up to this point. You know, they've got a multitude of different things going through their minds with what each player has been doing on their challenges, on their plays, and it's getting to that point where, you know, you've got so much knowledge that it almost goes back to the basics of just maybe throwing an early challenge every now and then. But you've got to be wary. Nwpo is watching out for everything, because right now he is moving so nicely in this game. He somehow gets a touch here, avoids the bump, and speeds up to get this slight touch underneath off target, and he can recover it with a double jump to put it in. That might look very simple, and it is in terms of, like, you know, only a few things, only a couple flips really made that goal. But it's just the piecing of all this movement put together, and the speed of which Nwpo can recover at. It's not that much quicker than his opponent there, you know, but it doesn't have to be. It just has to be slightly quicker, and he gets a goal out of it. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, just perfect touches. So TRK, can he fight back with his old faithful? No, he can't. And this is a great adaptation by the defending champ, because he's been hit by those moves, and everybody's been hit by these moves by TRK over the years. Good dust there by TRK. Nice recovery.
TRK should have him. Yeah,
he does. So he gets one back. That's really good defense. But yeah, I was wondering, is TRK in Game 7, is he gonna start off the game by actually going for, you know, an early reset play? Because he did in Game 5, I believe. He hit multiple crazy resets over early challenges. And I'm thinking, okay, he's conditioning his opponent to go high in defense. But yeah, there's a reason this guy's a defending world champ. He just doesn't fall for it in Game 7. He just goes straight for the ball in defense when he needs to. And TRK, meanwhile, he's the guy who's going too high in defense. He, you know, overthought that one. Could have just played the ball. Gets faked out, and it's 6-3.
Yeah, it's too easy for Nwpo there. He just goes low, to, you know, with half of his mind trying to score, but also half of it just not overcommit. He doesn't want to give TRK easy goals. Now that he has the lead, what a save. Now that he has the lead here, he doesn't want to overcommit on his aerial plays. Just get demoed here. I think TRK actually might be able to score this before he's back. He actually fakes Nwpo out on the spawn. Obviously, with the new update, TRK knows that Nwpo is going to spawn there, and he has to be careful of that. He has to be wary of the touch. Is he going for a fake, or is he just trying to cover the touch?
I think he did, because
I think a little bit both, and Nwpo falls for the fake.
He gave him a nice one in the chat there, in the quick chat when that happened.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. And yeah, TRK said thanks. So he's at least claiming that he did go for the fake there, predicting the respawn, the correctly chosen respawn side. But this is a tough position. When you get to the final minute down by 1, you know, you got to lock in, but that's not the flick you're expecting. Really missing tons of power on it. Still gets the ball though, and just goes and scores. You know, he's unfazed. The ability that this guy's got to just be unfazed by small mistakes and just keep on chugging forward it's really something. Nast and Zen in the EU looked a lot more nervous, I think, overall, even though every single grand final looked nervous. These saves are just ridiculous.
I don't even think that was going in off the bar, but it's just the fact, like, he gets that touch just to get it out the way. He doesn't get this save. That is a great speed up of the flick there. He gets so much power on that and just gets it, a little bit over Nwpo, but more so through in there. But Nwpo, he does counter it with
Did TRK mess this one up? I think he probably beamed this, did he?
Kickoff. Let's have a look.
Where's his car gone?
No,
he just gets tripped. Wow.
It's just a slight delay here. Nwpo stops boosting early, saves 17 boost, and he just single jumps, and his car just gets absolutely smashed down to the ground really nicely for him to be able to just score instantly. 8-5 with 36 seconds left, John. It's gonna take a lot for TRK to get this back. But Nwpo actually does. Yeah, he does try and delay it or mess it up there. I'm not sure which one that was.
Let's see what he did.
I think he messed up. I'm pretty sure he messed up. Yeah, but TRK just gets it round him. this is definitely just a
the highly mechanical front flip kickoff. He messed it up. It's a difficult.
Yeah, he opts for the half barrel roll there. I don't know if that's a new strategy that we're all going to be implementing, but he does beat TRK on the follow-up. It works anyway, which means it must be a great kickoff, guys. If you want a video on that in the course, let us know in the comments down below. We might have to study that one. But 9-5 here, 22 seconds left. I think that's game, Johnny.
Yeah, it's looking pretty unwinnable. I mean, TRK needed a goal off the last kickoff, or at least a strong possession. Didn't get one. And now it's a victory lap. So he's just got pace. Even if TRK can get one, I mean, the time is just gone. He'd have to do something heroic. Yeah, still not going to get the goal. So that's game over officially, although it's kind of unofficially game over on the last goal.
Yeah.
But great play. TRK forcing game 7 to me is very impressive. I think he did a great job in this series defending, especially in the goal. He's looking like Rawas out there with some of the goal line saves. Yeah, in game 7, I think he just got a little bit too antsy, a little bit too nervous in defense. He was going high on a lot of his challenges in defense compared to Nwpo, who's just continuing to go for the ball for the most part. He wasn't falling for TRK's tricks. That TRK is just, I don't know how he does it. He gets so many fakes every single time he plays people, and people know players know he's going to do it, and he still gets the fakes to work out.
He's just a great mix of his mechanics are fantastic. It's not like in the same conversation of like, a Zen or a Nwpo in terms of that flashiness, but he just has that consistency that a lot of players are missing with their mechanics. And he's also very intelligent, TRK, and very quick. So it's a little bit of a mix of everything that gets people to fall for these fakes when he throws them in. Nwpo, obviously, very, very smart player himself. You don't get to this level, the best in the world in 1v1 without being also one of, if not the most intelligent 1v1 player. But most of the time, it's his recoveries that are doing that for him. His recoveries are absolutely fantastic. I want to see, that's a great fake. I want to see, like, is it this goal here, 5th goal? Let's have a look. I really want to see this one goal again before we end off on this video here. This one, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find it. It's that flick he does. I think it might be later on. Let me see if I can find this really quickly, guys, because Nwpo's recoveries are here, right here. So he gets a play off of defense, just gets clean possession, midfield line 50 boost, has a bit of space. He gets he messes up his flick, actually, Johnny. TRK does a good job of reacting to this, because it's quite hard to react to a mistake at this level in Rock League. Sometimes you're playing for perfection. Nwpo gets a 50 to the side, and in his mind right here, do I play for the corner boost or do I play for the ball? If I play for the corner boost, I might get back in time, but TRK might be landing. He might be able to somehow get behind the ball and shoot it. In this instance, we know it on TRK's point of view that wouldn't have happened. Nwpo probably would have been fine to go for the corner boost, but he doesn't know that. He plays for the ball. And is he trying to get a touch here, Johnny, do you think? Or is he faking that? Because that is brilliant. If he's faking it on purpose, it is not only very clever, I think he is, because he jumps very low.
He boosts down as well, so he's faking it. That's crazy.
I don't think he's trying to get a touch. I think he's faking it. He hits the wave dash on the landing, and he's instantly here. And it's like, yes, you see a lot of players do this, but Nwpo does it perfectly every time. And he turns on these balls so well that the opponents, they just don't really get a chance to recover. And you might be thinking, well, Nwpo doesn't have much boost. He can't really do much. But it's just about the space that he gets from his quick recoveries a little bit sooner than the opponent recovers. And it's that space. He doesn't need to have a ton of boost to get a decent shot. It's not great, right? It's not a great shot, but it's more so about the position. It's about the situation, and the flick doesn't have to be perfect to go over him, because it's about the space.
Go back and see TRK's POV of the fake here. Let's see what he saw, because obviously he did a good job, like you said, with the half flip. And he sees the jump, definitely expected that touch. So he's just thinking, okay, he's popping it. I've got time. I'm going to grab the boost. He's popping the ball. I can even, get the ball.
Maybe get back to it
before he does, because he's going to need to pop that recover, get the mid boost. So game on, he's thinking, he's popping this. I'm going to get the boost and jump. But yeah, the flick it's a great flick as well, because he's on with low boost in offense. Great idea to shoot over the goalie, because even if TRK does save this, he's not going to get an immediate counter attack. so you got some time to reposition. Whereas if he shoots that to the far post, TRK can counterattack immediately.
Into the corner, down the pitch.
He's very good at turning, like I said, with his nose
Very
down. He does a lot of nose down turns where he gets the car turning on the landing. Doesn't you'll hear a lot of times players will tell you to they'll tell you to hold power slide on all of your landings in Rocket League because you keep your momentum. But that's only if you want to keep going the way that your car is currently going. If you don't want to keep going that way, don't hold power slide. If you're trying to turn on the landing, let the power slide go just briefly so you can snap your car around and then you can get a fast turn. He's very good at this. He just gets nose down landings. Here he just did a standard, drive forward, but he'll often do this into challenges where he'll have his nose of his car down, snap the car around, then straight away full send a challenge with a pre-flip. And he closes the gap so quickly that even at the highest level players can't see him coming. It's something you guys can try to emulate.
Yeah, it's I'm not going to go back to it because I'm not sure where it is exactly, but it's similar to the it's the play that I stopped and paused to speak about, where he turns mid flip to go back and shoot it with the double jump.
Yeah,
it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that on low boost perfectly without jumping up slightly left or right to the ball. He does it really well. Jumps up perfectly in line with the ball as soon as he lands. It's difficult. It's really difficult to get that type of turn. Turn instantly through the flip and jump in the exact way you want to for a shot and get good power, get underneath the ball.
Yeah.
So his recovery has given him that advantage. It's definitely the best part of his game. It gives him such a good kind of time advantage over his opponent, speed advantage, and he does take the MENA Grand Finals from that, but also obviously from a multitude of great skills involved in that series there from Nwpo, but also from TRK. That was a great series. Both players, I think, played very well. Johnny, Evan Lee went to a Game 7, a very close series, and they should both be very happy with their performances. But Nwpo is the player that will be representing MENA at the World Championship for the 1v1 portion of that. I think he plays. Who does he play?
Plays KV1, and then
KV1
winner
first
of
round.
Nas Diaz in the final if he wins, which I think he will.
Do we have some early predictions? What do we think?
I think it's going to be KV1. Shout out KV1 for winning because that's a great result for him. I didn't think he was going to be able to do that. I thought it would be Jan or Swift, but KV1 has a lot of 1v1 experience in Sam, and he comes out on top there. Deserved. But I don't think he's going to be able to match Nwpo in his semi. I think that's going to be a tough one for him, especially given the fact that Nwpo's got the LAN experience in ones as well. The other one though is close. Diaz Nas. I mean,
that's very close.
That's been a good match online, but now that I think I'd say Nas is the favorite in general. But Diaz did play the 1v1 on LAN last year, so he kind of knows what that's like a little bit more. That might be a new experience for Nas, just at least early in the series, maybe the whole series, because he's played threes. He's a 3v3 champion, but 1v1 on LAN had players looking a little bit nervous, which is expected.
Oh yeah, it's different.
So that's where Diaz might be able to have an advantage being a returning player. I'm still leaning Nas slightly though.
I would lean Nas and I would lean Nwpo in the grand final. I think we're agreeing there. I think that's how we expect the 1v1 World Championship to play out. But guys, leave us your predictions in the comments. We want to hear them. We want to hear what you guys are thinking and why. Give us a breakdown. Why? I want to hear some deep analysis of what will happen in these series. But guys, that is our analysis on the MENA Grand Final between TRK and Nwpo. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you drop a like. If you want to hear more from us, then we do have a course, of course.
Yeah, I like
nice,
that.
Jack. In the description below, we also have a free course if you want to check that out, just to get a bit of a taster. It's all in the description below. Drop a sub to the channel for more content in the future, and we'll see you guys in the next video.